Alright troops, strong and conditioned, live and direct from the Burpee Mobile, or is that Lifting Mobile? I don't know, things seem to change nowadays. Now, I touched upon something a couple of videos back, and I received a couple of comments pertaining to said statement from myself, and not only did I receive comments, but an actual friend reached out and told me that that was something that really resonated with him. And the thing I am referring to is the belief system that underpins your training journey. There needs to be a coherent and plausible belief system which you utilize to further your effort, your dedication to the craft, your ability to traverse the brutality that some of these exercise modalities involve themselves within. And when I'm talking about belief system, I am going into the realms of wacky woo-woo shit, which is probably why a lot of people don't touch upon this actual subject as themselves, because it's very individual. It's a very, very, very individual concept. Everybody's belief system will be wildly different from everyone else's, although some similarities may start to appear. There are some things that we have going through our heads that help us get on with life, and when it comes to training, you have got so many tools at your disposal. Now, to give you some context, or to give you an example, I am going to let you into the darkness of my mind and tell you some of the things that go through my head when I am training hard, in order for me to push out that last rep, in order for me to push out that last burpee, in order for me to become completely fixated with the thing at hand. And the one thing I always talk about with people who I am training is that exercise is pointless at that given moment in time. It's just an expenditure of calories which could probably be better utilised in a different setting. Now, for example, if you were raised in the savannas of Africa in a certain time period and you decided to do burpees, the tribe would have probably looked at you thinking, what the fuck is he doing? He should be saving that energy because we have got some fucking gazelle to catch. We've got some gazelle to murder and devour. Why is he wasting his valuable energy doing these things? And that's the way the body operates in that respect. It knows that what you're doing is stupid to it at that given moment, and you would be best served doing things that sustain life, like breathing, like collecting resources, like sourcing food, that kind of palaver. Now, the point I'm trying to make is I don't know if that's true. I do not know if that's an actual thing, but to me it's entirely plausible. To me it makes perfect sense. And when things start to make perfect sense, then you can start to channel that knowledge into a more beautiful picture. Now, that is the theme that runs through my head when I'm starting to struggle. I know what the voice in my head is designed to elicit a certain response, but it is not a response that is of its time. We are not in the savannas anymore. We have a Subway, a McDonald's, a Domino's, a Greggs within walking distance of all our houses nowadays. It's not like years ago when the only takeaway you had was like a chip shop. Now there are fucking tons of choices, so the potential for starvation is very low. Whereas if you were in a savanna or an arid landscape, then the potential for death would be increased exponentially. Therefore, you would have to be more diligent with your calorific expenditure. And that is the theme that runs through my head once again when I am fucking tired, and when I need to like give it some va-va-voom, when I need to start like packing in some action, I start to think this is something that's trying to stop me from doing something I am able to do at this current moment in time. And it's woo-woo shit, it's absolute twaddle to some people, but it's the belief system that drives things. It's the belief system that drives performance. You need to believe in something. Other case in point, some of these programs people get sucked into, they have to believe in the program. Do they believe in the product? No. Then they are not going to get anywhere with it, because their efforts will be half-arsed. Their efforts will be just kind of pedestrian, because the belief system isn't fully entrenched in the concept. 531 was a great program for me in that respect many moons ago, and it's where I got some of my best results on. because I believed in the system. I knew I was getting stronger. The volume, and particularly boring but big, was fairly brutal, but you knew it was working, so your efforts were just escalating every single week. You were buying into the concept. Same goes with the Busy Dad program. A lot of people buy into the Busy Dad program because it fits in with their lifestyle, and they see profound effects at the initial stages of the program. Therefore they believe it's like it's happening before their very eyes. Therefore the belief then becomes this tangible thing where they just fucking go at it hammer and tongs. The belief system is so integral to the training journey. Everyone speaks about consistency, they speak about intensity, they speak about volume, but no one brings the factor of belief, because belief cannot be measured. There's no numbers you can attach to belief. You don't get an RPE 9 with belief. You don't get 9 belief systems in reserve. Belief's this it's this trippy concept that no one really talks about because it's not a thing. And it might make you look like a bit of a fucking lunatic, but it's so important. If you have the belief in the system, if you believe it will work, you are going to go fucking far. Honestly, guys, that's the gist of it. Have a strong belief system which underpins the principles in which you build your programs around, you build your fitness around, and you build your longevity and health around. Anyway, guys, work is calling. Thanks for staying strong, and thanks for staying in condition.